Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can print fursuit eye designs on mesh from just a normal printer. Now, I'm making a tutorial series pretty soon using the same method, so you might see some of the repeated footage in that video, which will be coming out sometime soon. But for now, I'm just kind of eager to show you guys. But I have not seen any tutorials anywhere on how to do this. So I hope that this is helpful, and here's like an example of printed mesh right here. Now this, I just used an office desk jet printer, I think. It's just one of those cheap printers, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Alright, so the things that you will need are mesh, drawn design on a computer. You can do this on Medibang Paint Pro, Fire Alpaca, Photoshop, or any other drawing program. You will need mesh. This here is just a roll of mesh I have been surviving on for the past year. You will need a big roll, and you will have to pay attention to your paper size. In this case, the paper size I am printing on is letter. So what you're really gonna have to do is roll out your mesh, and you're going to want to cut out a piece that is almost the exact same size, try to get it exact, like the exact same size as the piece of paper. Reason being, the printer reads for the size of paper it is, and if it finds it smaller or bigger, then it won't print it. So once you have those, let's just show how to do this. Okay, so the first thing I did was I had a pattern, and I wanted the mesh that I was going to print to fit the eye pattern. So what I did was I actually took my printer and I scanned the pattern, and then when I was drawing the pattern for the mesh, I took that file that I printed and I imported that into my drawing program, and I just traced over the top of that. So then when I print it, it will be the exact same size. Now, as you can see here, this is a very pretty scan I got. I downloaded it as a JPEG, and you'll see how I traced it in a second here. Now, in here, I'm just tracing the eye, and I am drawing what I wanted the eye to look like based on the ref sheet. I had trouble just tracing it, so what I did was I drew a circle, and I resized it, and then just drew the outer side. For the colors, since I didn't paste my ref sheet because I'm pretty stupid, I went back to the ref sheet, which I left open, and I just used the color picker and selected those colors. Now I'm adding just smaller details like dots on the eyes. And here I'm starting to color and getting the patterns right and whatnot. Now I'm adding the little whites of the eyes. And now, with that eye finished, I'm just duplicating it and splitting it. And now I have a beautiful file ready to save and print. Now what you want to do is just load the mesh into your printer. If you're unsure about sizing, I would pretty much recommend testing the sizing on a piece of paper before you start printing on the mesh. Now here I'm getting ready to print it and whatnot, but here I'm just testing it on a piece of paper to see if sizing is right. I would highly recommend doing this before you print on the mesh. And so far, that looks like a pretty good sizing. If you like it, good. then you can put the mesh in. If you don't like it, you can keep resizing it and testing it on paper until you're happy with the fit. Now you are ready to put the mesh in. As you can see, it's printing just fine, but if your printer is like cheap or has a hard time with paper, it will need some guidance. And as you can see, now you have printed eyes ready to be installed in the plastic. They look really nice, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. That's all for today's video. Bye!